Hello, welcome back to Just Talks Villa. This is the warm down, the Bournemouth demolition. Well, wasn't that an absolutely scintillating performance from the mighty Villa? I think that was probably, for me, the best performance of the season, and overall, fully deserved the win. Bournemouth had a bit of a go at the start of the second half, but we rode that storm, didn't we? And we deserved to come out. I mean, 4-0 is a phenomenal performance against what is an excellent Premier League side in Bournemouth. Tail of the tape, first half, I think the head injury definitely impacted Bournemouth in the first 20, 30 minutes or so. It was a real sickening blow and meant that they had to replace the player pretty much straight away in the game, which I think took them out of their stride a little bit. But we cannot stand on our laurels. And I thought the first half we were excellent, created a lot of chances. I think Matty Cash will be really disappointed he didn't score the one where he was put in down the right-hand side by Boubacar Kamara. We'll have a look at that in a minute. And then Kamara had a good shot that was saved. Brilliant goal from Emiliano Buendia. Again, we'll have a look at that in a minute. He just continues his renaissance at Aston Villa this season with a fantastic performance. Great that he's not injured when he had that knock earlier on in the season. And he's back now and scoring goals, which we know he's capable of. You know, I always say this. To play in the Premier League, you've got to be a really good footballer. And he hasn't become a bad footballer overnight. He's just lacked confidence and he's lacked the belief that he can still contribute to Aston Villa. And I think he's had that drive and that determination this year to give it one last go. And boy, is he having an absolutely sensational time of it. Fantastic free kick. And then after we had, 2 or 3 other good chances, Torres was unlucky when he headed the back across goal and it was defended really, really well. I liked Ollie Watkins more centrally today. I think he definitely contributed a lot to our game plan. Still missing that goal. Be bitterly disappointed he couldn't score today. But I think overall his contribution to the team was very, very good. His hold-up play was a lot better. His running in the channels was really good, dragging people all over the place, which is what he does well for us, doesn't he, in the way we play. Then we had one cleared off the line after about 37 minutes. And then just a fantastic second goal, isn't it? Onana starts it off, rolls it into Rodgers, who did really well on the left-hand side, cut it back to Onana. Crowd all shouted shoot. And he duly obliged and buried it into the bottom corner with a fabulous, fabulous strike. I said in the pre-match build-up that we need to keep SENESI and Semenyo quiet, and I think we did that really, really well. I think playing McGinn off the right-hand side definitely helps pin them back, and it pinned SENESI back, and he didn't have half of the impact in the game that he could have done, and he has done this season in many, many games. Wasn't allowed time on the ball. And then second half came out. Got to give credit to Bournemouth. This just is a really good indicator of how good a team they are. They came out and they gave it a really, really good go. And we was under the pump for quite a bit of that second half. The first 10, 15, 20 minutes resulted in the penalty. But, the pressure was coming. The pressure was building. I don't like those being given, and we'll have a look at that in a minute as well. But, I know they do get given now. Unnatural position is the official stance from the referees these days. But I think when you are less than a yard away from a player heading it back across goal and you are jumping as you are turning round, I think it's a really harsh call. But I understand why they're given. I don't have to like it to understand that it was a penalty. But it was okay because we've got the world's number one in goal with an absolutely sensational save. And I have to say, I think that was a real turning point in the game because they had built up a real head of steam in that second half. And had they have got back in it, which they would have done effectively at 2-1, I think they could have gone on and maybe really caused us some problems over the last 10, 15 minutes of the game. But didn't have to worry about it. Got 2-0 up, saved the penalty, and then we did what we struggled to do a lot of the time, is put the game to bed with a really, really good last 15, 20 minutes. Fantastic header from Ross Barkley, who I really like in that 10 role. Again, he was put on today in that role. Really clever header. got in a good position, good delivery from Luca Dean, and flicked it in. And then the last one was a well-worked set piece again, short corner, rolled into the edge of the box, and Tielemans has a shot, and Marlon gets very lucky. Marlon's having a lot of luck where he had a lot of luck there. Sorry, in that position, and it would have been nice maybe to see Ollie Watkins getting that slice of luck to maybe get him on his way again. So overall, credit to Bournemouth. They didn't sit back. They had a go, but ultimately we were very clinical. I think we had 4 shots on target today, scored all 4 goals. We got through that sticky period in the second half, put the game to bed. I thought every single player contributed to what was a fantastic team performance today as well. We'll go and have a look at some stats in a second. But overall, I thought it was excellent. We put ourselves in a fantastic position going into the international break now as well. So we'll have a quick look at some statistics now and see where we are at going into that break. Let's have a look. So we've got so this is this let's have a look. This is the average rating. This is the good one. I really like this, looking at the momentum bar, and obviously I think it's a good indicator of where the game is, and it proves that we started pretty well. They had a bit of a go backwards and forwards first half an hour, but once we got ahead, we dominated. But there, you got to give, as I say, credit to Bournemouth. Look at that. They really, really put us to the sword a little bit in that second half. And had they have scored at this point here, they had a lot of momentum, but we managed to see it out and then get those last 2 goals, which basically put the game to bed for us. As far as Sofa Scores ratings go, do I agree with them? I don't think they're far away, to be honest. Martinez, excellent. Buendia, excellent. Onana, really good. I think pretty spot on. I thought Rodgers was better than a 6.1. I really like Alex Scott. I think he's a fantastic player, and I think he will be a real bonus for England going forward. So, really good, really good. Enjoyed that one. Let's have a quick look at the goals. All right, let's share this. Okay, so here we go. Right, need to a bit bigger. Okay, so we've got this was the Matty Cash chance. I think he will be absolutely gutted that he didn't just lift the ball over the keeper. Pretty straightforward, that is. I mean, for a player in his form, playing so well, it was a fantastic ball first and foremost from Boubacar Kamara. Didn't really have to break his stride. Ball bounced lovely. All he got to do is lob the ball over the keeper and he scores. He'll be absolutely kicking himself tonight that one never went in. This is the free kick from Emiliano Buendia. It's a good position. It's probably a little bit central. A lot of attacking midfielders or set piece specialists will tell you that you can be too central. But I think what he does really, really well is get the ball up and down, which is a really hard thing to do. You've got to get a whip on the top of the ball. I think the keeper, if I'm brutally honest, is in a poor position. We'll see from the next picture that. But he gets the ball up and then down. If you can see, I think had the keeper started where he is here, because if you look at where he is here, he is pretty... take that off. He's pretty close to that post. So I think by the time the ball's over the wall, he's come more central. And I think, if I'm honest, I think he should have started more centrally. And I think he saves that, or at least he gets a hand on it. But overall, it's a wonderful free kick. Expertly taken. This is the second goal. Again, started by Onana, who I think it's Luca Dean wins the header into Onana, who just rolls it into Morgan Rodgers, who's got a really nice little one-on-one on this left-hand side. He nutmegs the player, so he's driving into the box here. But what you're looking at here is, what do the midfielders do? You got Buendia, who's driving into the box. You've got Onana, who gets to the box, but he picks up a really, really good position on the edge of the 18-yard box, and then it's fed back to him. And then it's all about whether he can put it on target now, because I think if he gets it into the right position where he got it in, which was the bottom corner, it's almost impossible for the keeper to save that, because he's looking, as you can see there, he's having to look around this player here. He's got another player here in his line of sight. So if Onana can hit it firmly enough into that bottom corner, which he does, it's very difficult for the keeper to react quickly enough to get across and save it. So I think, again, it's a lovely strike from Onana. Oh, penalty. Right. As I've said, and I'll say it again, I understand these are given. I understand why they're given. I understand the ruling. Unnatural position. Right. What I don't understand is how on earth can a player react in a split second when effectively the ball's dropping over his head, he's turned around, Evan Nilsson has just headed it, and this is literally a split second. So that's as quick as it takes to go like that. So that you're looking at a literal margin of a second, and as he's dropping his arms up and it hits him. Again, I totally understand it. That's the letter of the law. You give a penalty. It's never going to get overturned. But I just think, how on earth are you going to do that? I mean, you don't jump without your arms. So as he's coming down, but there you go. But it was irrelevant anyway, because we've got the best goalkeeper in the world. And I tell you what, that is some save. That is an absolutely sensational save. Bottom corner. It's not right in the corner. He would have struggled with that, but it's a really firm hand. He gets down really, really well. I don't think there's a player on the planet who would like to face Emi Martinez with a penalty. Then we'll move on to Ross Barkley's goal. Again, really good ball in from Luca Dean. And I think he picks up a fantastic position here in the middle of the goal, middle of the 6-yard box. And once you get to the ball first, all you've got to do is give it a little flick on. I mean, it's either going to flick it. He's either going to flick it on for, I think it might be Ezri Konsa there, to just nod it in. Or if you get a decent enough touch on it, which he does, he just flicks it behind him and it just drops in. Keeper can't do anything about it at all. We'll see it again. And this is the final goal, which is, again, a really well-worked set piece. You've got Luca Dean there rolling into Jadon Sancho. Sancho just goes about 5 yards forward, drives it across goal into Yuri Tielemans, who just gets a decent enough strike on it. I mean, he doesn't hit it that well, and it's never going in a month of Sundays. Keepers, it's literally going. That's a terrible line, Justin. So it's literally, he's hit it and it's going probably like that. Keeper's pretty much got it covered. All he's got to do is literally move 2 yards to his left and he picks it up. But it hits. So this is where the trajectory is going. It hits Daniel Marlin's leg and it just totally wrong foots the keeper and goes in. You take it. You take a bit of luck. As a forward, you'll take anything. So that is just another really, really good. Well, I mean, you get rewarded for good things, and we did good things there, didn't we? With the set piece, everybody was alert, everybody was sharp. So 4-0, great. Okay, let's finish off by looking at some of the match statistics from today. Possession-wise, 58% to Villa, 48% to Bournemouth. Very even game in that respect. Possession loft in defensive half, 39-30. Dual success rate. Let's have a look at this attacking. So 4 goals to Villa, 16 shots. 16 shots, that's absolutely incredible. 8 shots on target, 4 for Bournemouth, 6 block shots, 4 for them. Shots outside the box, 6 each. Just shows that how well they did, really, Bournemouth, to be honest. We're just more clinical, which is something we always have a bit of a pop at, don't we, at Villa, for being less clinical, but we did fantastically well. Let's have a look at this. Bring it up. This is the passing map for Villa. One really interesting statistic which I did notice during the game was the strength of us into John McGinn. So this is John McGinn here, and I think if you look at how Villa dominated in this area. Let's just bring it a bit bigger so I can properly look at that. Yeah, this is our strength here. We stretched the pitch from width to width. I mean, Luca Dean was really strong over here. Emi Martinez into Rodgers, so we didn't mind going long. We utilised the right-hand side probably more than we have done for a while here. Very strong, look at that very very nice passing network there. And then if you look at Bournemouth's, they were a little bit stunted. We kept them in their half for most of that game, and mostly down the left-hand side, which they always try and do, but we snuffed that out pretty comfortably in the end. So it's just a fantastic win for Villa. Fantastic performance. We put ourselves in a really good position now going into the international break. And I can't wait to see what's come. You know, that first 4 games of the season, we know how bitterly disappointed it was. But we have, for all that we were at the start of the season, as poor as we was, a lot of the players at that point were out of form. But now, most of our players are in form. It just shows you what it means when everybody starts to hit form together. We have got a fantastic squad of players. We've got a brilliant manager. And when we play like we are currently, we're a match for anybody. And I'm going to say it now, Champions League is massively on again this season. Hugely on. Despite all of the crap we had to put up with in the summer, this squad is absolutely purring. So bring on, after the international break, and bring on all comers, because Villa are back and Villa are purring. Like, subscribe, get involved in the comments. Up the Villa.